Emma is 20 years old and she lives in a small village with her family. One day she receives a letter from a company in Green Hill City. The company wants to give her a job. Emma is surprised. She is happy, but she is also a little scared because she has never lived in a big city before. Her mother says, "Emma, you are strong. You can do it," and her father smiles and says, "Go and learn new things." Emma packs her clothes, her notebook, and her favorite blue scarf. The next morning, she takes a bus to Green Hill City. She sits near the window and watches the trees, the houses, and the long road. She thinks, "This is the beginning of my new life." After 3 hours, Emma arrives at Green Hill bus station. The city is big, loud, and bright. Cars move fast, and people walk quickly. Tall buildings stand on both sides of the street. Emma feels small, but she also feels excited. She checks the map on her phone and sees that her new apartment is 10 minutes away. She walks slowly and looks around carefully. On the way, she sees a small bakery, and the smell of fresh bread makes her smile. She thinks she might come here every morning. She finds her building. It is old but clean. Her room is small, but it has a window with a nice view. Emma opens her suitcase, puts her things inside the closet, and sits on the bed. She takes a deep breath and whispers, "This is home now." The next day, Emma wakes up early and wears her blue scarf and a white shirt. She wants to look nice on her first day of work. She walks to the office, a tall glass building with many people inside. At the door, a woman smiles at her and says, "Hello. You must be Emma." "I'm Laura. I will help you today." Laura shows Emma her desk. It has a computer, a plant, and a small lamp. Emma likes it immediately. Laura teaches her how to answer emails and how to help customers. Emma listens carefully and asks questions when she doesn't understand something. At lunchtime, Emma sits alone, eating her sandwich and looking around. She feels a little shy. Then a man comes to her table and says, "Hi, I'm Daniel. Do you want to eat together?" Emma smiles and says yes. They talk about music, food, and the city. Daniel is friendly and funny, and Emma feels better. After work, she walks home feeling proud. A week passes, and Emma likes her job and her new life. But one morning, she wakes up late because her alarm clock does not ring. She jumps out of bed, gets dressed quickly, and runs to the bus stop. The bus has already left, so she waits nervously for the next one. When she arrives at work, she is 10 minutes late. Laura tells her not to worry because everyone is late sometimes. Emma apologizes and sits at her desk with shaking hands. Daniel brings her a cup of tea and says it will help. Emma smiles and feels calm again. On Saturday, Emma decides to explore Green Hill City. She takes her phone, wallet, and water bottle. First, she visits Central Park. The park is big and beautiful. Children play with colorful kites, and old men feed the birds. Emma walks along the path and enjoys the fresh air. Then she visits a bookshop. The shop is quiet and warm, and she buys a small book about the history of Green Hill City. At noon, she eats tomato soup and bread at a cafe. Later, she finds a street market where people sell flowers, fruit, clothes, and jewelry. Emma buys a small silver bracelet and feels happy. At the market, Emma sees a woman trying to lift a heavy box. Emma helps her, and the woman introduces herself as Sophia. She sells candles. Emma loves candles, and Sophia shows her lavender, vanilla, lemon, and strawberry candles. Emma buys a lavender candle, and Sophia invites her to come back anytime. Emma smiles and realizes she is starting to make friends. That evening, Emma lights the lavender candle in her apartment and sits near the window, looking at the city lights. She thinks about her week, her job, and her new friends. She feels peaceful, warm, and strong. She whispers, "Green Hill City is my home now." On Monday, when she enters the office, everyone smiles at her. Laura says they have news. Daniel tells her to open her desk drawer. Inside, she finds a small box with a ribbon. She opens it and sees a new alarm clock and a card that says, "For Emma. Welcome to the team. We are happy you are here." Emma laughs and almost cries. Daniel jokes that now she will never be late again. Everyone laughs, and Emma feels accepted. One evening, Emma leaves work and sees dark clouds. Suddenly, heavy rain starts. She has no umbrella, but Daniel appears and invites her under his. They walk together while talking about their dreams. Daniel wants to travel, and Emma wants to study more and become a manager someday. When they reach her building, she thanks him. Daniel smiles and says, "See you tomorrow." Weeks pass, and Emma becomes more confident. She learns new skills and helps her co-workers. She visits the bakery every morning, and the baker knows her name now. She goes to the park on weekends and reads books under the trees. Sometimes she helps Sophia at the market. Sometimes she goes to the cafe with Daniel. Emma thinks about her life and feels proud. One night, she writes in her notebook, "I came to this city with fear. Now I have friends. I have a job. I have a future. I am happy." She closes her notebook, turns off the light, and knows tomorrow will be another good day.